They screaming peace when there ain't no peace. Israel prophesying in the streets. Look at me, the center of attention. Black Messiah, coming with a vengeance. Coming with a vengeance.
Shalom. Sister, what's your name again? Oh, Shakima, okay. Shakima, I'm Moses. Shalom. So look, what we doing? So if we finish, we showing you through the Bible who we really are as a people. You and I, us as a people. Because over here in America, we don't know who we really are today. If we've been over here since 1619, brought over here as slaves, and our people still truly don't know who we really are.
Right.
Like I said, we ask people what their nationality is, right? We'll get 5 different answers from 5 different black folks, right? One folk might say, hey, I'm a Moor. Another person gonna say, oh, I'm African American. Another person gonna say I'm Negro. Another person gonna say, I'm an Asiatic black man. Like, we don't know who the hell we is, and it's 2021. Right. We've been here for too long for this. So what we doing, we showing our people in the Bible that this is our book. This ain't a book of religion. This is actually a history book. That's all the Bible is. It's a history book of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You look at the sign right here, Skinny. So when you look up here, you see the 12 tribes of Israel, right? And you see the names of the 12 tribes: Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Ephraim, Manasseh, all the way down, right? And then you see, this is what God called us. And you see right here is what the people that enslaved us, put us in captivity, called us once they got us and erased our history. Because we wasn't African American, West Indian, and all this stuff before they put chains on us and put us on plantations. You see what I'm saying? Who was we before slavery? Who was we before we got put on the boat and got off the boat over here on this continent? You see what I'm saying? So that's what we trying to explain to you. Go back to Deuteronomy. The reason why we going back to Deuteronomy and showing you, we gonna go into the Bible and show you the signs that God said would be on his people. So I'm gonna ask you a question real quick. Do you think God, the God who created the heaven and earth, God is good, right? So does God lie? God don't lie, right? So look, give me Psalms chapter 9 and verse 16. Listen to this, listen to this. This is the book of Psalms chapter 9 and 16. Listen to what it say about God.
Psalms chapter...
This is important now. I'm finna show you exactly how you're gonna know that you are an Israelite according to the Bible. That's your real nationality. Okay. The children of Israel, but that's been hidden from us. It has been hidden from us for a reason, because we are the most important things on earth, and they don't want you to know that. All right? Read Psalm 9 and 16. Read.
Psalm chapter 9 and verse 16. The Lord is known by the judgments which he executed.
You hear that? It said the Lord is known by the judgment that he executes. That means, all right, if you're supposed to do a certain thing, right, and then you don't do it, you get the penalty. The Bible says God is known by the judgment. So if God say, if you do this, I'm gonna do this for you, right? Every Saturday, people getting killed. Somebody dying. I'm gonna let them go by. But remember that point. God knows in the judgment that he executes. Somebody died, that's judgment. God did that. Understand that. Check this out, brother. Let them go by. So, God told us as a people, God made a deal with us, the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. God made a covenant, it's a deal with us, and told us if we abide by the covenant, we'd be blessed above all nations. Read that, Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1. Listen to this. What we're going to go into, we're going to read the deal that God made with his people. God got a chosen people on earth. A certain group of people he chose above everybody else. That means we his favorites, and everybody else just there. All right? This according to the Bible. Read it.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1.
This part of the deal, Shakim. Listen.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So God saying it's going to come to pass if you listen closely and do what I'm telling you. Read.
To observe and to do all his commandments.
To do the commandments. If you listen and do the commandments that I'm giving you, my people, read.
We shall command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high, above all the nations of the earth.
You hear that? He said, I will put you on high above all the nations of the earth. straight up better than everybody. I'm gonna put you above everybody. It ain't no equality. So when people say God love everybody equally, that's a lie. God just told you right here, my people, if they do what I tell them to do, I'm putting them above all the nations of the earth.
That's right.
Right off the bat. If you do what I just be obedient. Now, there's a flip side to this. Read 28 and 15, the same chapter. Read.
Verse 15.
Right.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
But if you don't do what I'm telling you to do, this is what God's saying. Read.
to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
He said all these curses would overcome you and overtake you, right? If you don't do what I say. That's why I read in Psalms, it said God known by the judgment that he executed. So this is how we know that God actually made this deal with us, by the judgments that he executed on us for breaking his rules. That's how we'll know. Now, this is a father. When we say the Lord's Prayer, you say, our Father who art in heaven. So this your daddy. Your daddy disciplined you, right? You do something your dad, you lay down some rules and you do otherwise, you're going to get the punishments. That's what's going on with us. But we don't even know it because we don't know that that's really our Father. We think he everybody's daddy, which don't make no sense. You see what I'm saying? But that's what the white folk did when they brought us over here. They made us think that this is an all-inclusive book. Well, no, this is a book about a history of a people called the Israelites.
That's
It ain't
right.
nobody else's history. It's one group of people's history in this book, and it's it. All right? So now, give me Deuteronomy 28, Deuteronomy 1 and 1. So I'm going to show you that this is who the Bible is talking about, the Israelites, all right? And we're going to show you some of the judgments that God put on his people so you can know that for sure he talking to us. He dealing with us and us only. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 1.
Read.
These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
So these are the words Moses spoke to Israel. Israel, the children of Israel, that's us. I'm going to show you this. So let me get to a judgment. Read verse 46 real quick.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 46.
Now listen, this is the judgments God is known by, right? God is known by the judgment he executed. Read.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
The judgment's going to be upon us for a sign. A sign just like Bellevue and Macklemore. I know it's their street because of what the sign over there, right? I know that's the Cash America Pond because they got a sign. If it didn't have that sign, I wouldn't know what the hell it was.
Right.
All right? So now, you're going to know who we are according to these signs. These judgments are a sign to let us know who we are.
That's
All
right.
Go to verse 68. Listen to this. And see if this happened to anybody else on the planet, Shakima. Read it.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Okay. God told the Israelites, they just got delivered out of the land of Egypt by the hand of Moses. Sent Moses to Egypt and said, Pharaoh, let my people go. We was in slavery under the so-called Africans, other black folks. They had us in captivity. God sent Moses the prophet to say, go and let my people go. So God telling his people right now, I'm going to send you back into Egypt or slavery again. Well, let me show you what it means. Go to Exodus.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2.
Listen to this. Hold on, let me go by. Listen to this, Stephen. This is what the word Egypt actually means. Egypt actually means bondage, according to the Bible. Bondage is another word for captivity or slavery. Listen to this. Yeah, read it.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2.
Listen to this, Stephen.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt,
Out of the land of Egypt. Listen to what God calls Egypt.
out of the house of bondage.
Remember that. House of bondage. House of slavery. Okay. So now you know what I want. Yeah, that was Exodus 20. Now we're going back to Deuteronomy 28 and 68. All right, go back to Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Amir. All right, so I read that one to show you the definition of Egypt according to the Bible. Because anything that we go to tell you, we're going to go to the Bible and prove it. All right, we're going to God's word and prove it because God don't lie. All right, Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Check this out, Shakim. You finna know that you are Israelite according to these signs, the judgment that God executed. All right?
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68.
All right.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
God shall bring you into Egypt. Remember what Egypt means? The house of bondage, right? So remember that. Read it again to the top.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Auntie, come over here. Go ahead.
With ships by the way whereof.
Hold on. You don't skim past that. Go back and listen to this. Check this out, King. Listen.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Right, into this house of bondage or slavery again with what?
With ships by the way whereof.
Did you catch that? Did you catch it? God said he's going to send his people into slavery again with
Ships.
with ships. Who else that happened to in the world, Steve? Can you think about anything in history where that happened to anybody else? White folk, Chinese folk, East Indian folk, Arabs. Who else? Nobody. God said, the Israelites, I'm gonna do that to you because you my kids. And you broke my rules. The Bible say that. Ain't nobody else in the world went through nothing like that. Read it from the top again, finish it out.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68.
Come on close, let's check out this sign. You see this stuff? You see this? How people packing on these boats like sardines, stacked on top of each other. All of that. You see all these things? Look, this is what we got out here, visual aid, because sometimes our people need to see the picture. All right, read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there, once you got off the ships, there, when you docked over here, South America, Central America, Bolivia, Peru, Argentina, Ecuador, all these different places, South America, right here, Virginia, Mississippi. When the boat stopped, read. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Right there, into your who?
Your enemies.
So God let you know straight up. Who are these people that sold you?
Your enemies.
Read.
For bondmen.
For slave men.
And bond women.
And slave women. So I was a slave, you was a woman, you right there next to me, a slave. God said that was going to happen. That's what happened to our ancestors. So what they make us, that's a sign, right? That's a clear sign. God is known by the judgment that he executes. That's a sign of who we are. Because that didn't happen to nobody else. But now, why don't we know that we actually the people that the Bible talking about, the Israelites?
That's right.
They ain't never called us an Israelite. They called us a nigger, a coon, or a black, or colored, or whatever else, right? When they got over here. Because guess what? You ain't going to educate your slaves. If they ain't going to treat you right, are they going to teach you right? Never.
That's
never.
right.
They will never teach a slave how to become free.
Right.
So I got to make them think this is a white man's book. When everybody else in this book, everybody in this book is black. Every hand that penned anything in this book was a black man.
That's right.
According to the Bible. I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you that. Because a lot of people might think it's the white man book. They be like, they come with this all the time. Y'all niggas reading the white man book. All right, let's see. Give me the prophet Job. No, give me the prophet, yeah. Give me Jeremiah. Yeah. Jeremiah 14:2. So check this out. The first tribe right there on that sign right say Judah, right? Who do they say Judah is today? She came right there on, according to that sign. American blacks. So you in America, you black, it'll be you, right? It'll be me. All right. Let's see what the Bible say about Judah, the tribe of Judah. That's the Jews according to the Bible. Okay,
right.
Read.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 14 and verse 2.
Read.
No.
Judah mourneth.
It said Judah is in mourning. Right now, you can look at our people right now. Our people in mourning. We live in the most impoverished parts of the city. You see what I'm saying? We stay in the what we call the trap today, in the hood. You feel me? Like we make up names like the trap in the bando and stuff like that. We glorify stuff like that just to, you know what I'm saying, ease our mind, make it think it's all right.
Right.
But this ain't normal living conditions for nobody else. But this how we live. It said Judah is in mourning. That's our people in a state of mourning when we like that. We in the mourning, right? Read.
And the gates thereof languish.
It said the gates thereof, meaning the leadership that's in our communities. Because in the day, our leaders used to be at the gates of our cities, where the entrance would be in. The leaders of the community would protect the community at the gates. All right. It said the gates thereof languish, meaning they lacking in wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and any other way to teach our people to protect us. No, you straight. He just moving around. All right, read.
They are black unto the ground.
Who? Judah. Judah is black unto. Unto is like.
Right.
Like as unto. They are black unto the ground. Talking about Judah, the tribe of Judah. You hear that? Y'all brothers hear that? You see what I'm saying? This is the Bible coming out. We talking about the Bible. Now, why don't our people understand it? They go to church every Sunday though. Every Sunday, which ain't the Lord's Sabbath day. God, that's one of his commandments he told us to do. We don't even do that. That's why we over here in slavery.
That's right.
That's one of the reasons why, because we don't know simple things like that to keep the Lord's Sabbath day, which is today. God said we broke our rules, but Judah is black unto the ground. Read it again from the top so these brothers can hear that.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 14 and verse 2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up.
Judah is black unto the ground. You see somebody, somebody else that was from the tribe of Judah, one of the famous men in the Bible, right? Famous men in the Bible. The wisest man that ever lived. Any one of y'all brothers know who that is?
No.
Huh?
No.
I mean, the Lord, of course, Jesus Christ, but we saying like that was known. What's that again, brother?
Solomon.
King Solomon, wisest man that ever lived, right? He's in the Bible. He's from the tribe of Judah. He's from the tribe of Judah. Let's read about King Solomon, because a lot of our people think it's the white man book. Let's read about King Solomon. Read, you know what I want, Psalm Solomon 1:1. Read.
The book of Songs of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 5.
Read 1.
Verse 1, the songs of songs, which is Solomon.
So I read verse 1 because a lot of people, these so-called Christian apologetics, will be like, oh no, that's his Shulamite woman wrote that. No, wait a minute, what the Bible say? Read.
The songs of songs, which is Solomon's.
This Solomon song, he wrote this. These are his songs. Read.
Verse 5, I am black but comely.
What song? Hold on. What King Solomon say?
I am black but comely.
You catch that scheme? That's plain English. He said, I am black but comely, meaning black and beautiful. We always say that. Dark and lovely. You see what I'm saying? That's us. That's the Bible. That's the gospel right there. But guess what? That ain't being taught to our people. That's King Solomon. Read it again.
Verse 5, I am black but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar,
Read.
as the curtains of Solomon.
All right, read verse 6. Now, he said that one time. Now watch him double down on it. Read.
Verse 6, look not upon me, because I am black,
He said it again.
because the sun have looked upon me.
All right, let's go get one more color scripture, then we're going to get back to them Deuteronomy 28 curses to identify who we are. Because, like, there was a sign, right? We came on slave ships. Them black people, they came on slave ships. Ain't nobody else in the world or history of mankind went on slave ships, brought to another land, and scattered all over the earth, but one people, which is us, and just subsequently, we don't know what our name is no more. But the Bible said that happened to the Israelites. All right, go get that for me. What I asked?
I got Lamentations 5 and 2.
Get that Lamentation 5 and 10. That's good. That's good.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 5 and verse 10.
So this Lamentation, the book of Lamentation, the prophet Jeremiah wrote this, right? So he talked about the children of Israel. Look how he say they look. Read.
Our skin was black like an oven because of the terrible famine.
They skin black. It's plain English. But they ain't read in no churches.
What chapter was that?
That was the book of Lamentations, chapter 5 and verse 10. Book of Lamentations. So now, we'll go back to Deuteronomy 28 and let's read verse 48. Deuteronomy 28 and 40, because we're reading the signs that identify us as the Israelites. Deuteronomy 28 and 46 said, the curses of God will be upon his children, the children of Israel, for a sign and for a wonder, and upon their seed forever. That means upon their generations, on up to us. This was thousands of years ago, but generation after generation after generation, these curses are reoccurring. So now they brought us all the way up to here. Because our ancestors are the ones that actually went on slave ships. And now we here today, living out the same curse. All right, read 48.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
He said, now, because you broke my laws, therefore shall you serve your enemies. Remember in Deuteronomy 28:68, it said, we were going to be sold to our enemies. God telling you we got to serve them same people, and we did. Our ancestors did what? Pick cotton, sugarcane, all these plantations, anything else, any agriculture that they had going on in America. We done that. All right, read.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
He sent them against us. He's known by what? The judgment that he execute. I read that first. Remember that? Read.
In hunger and in thirst.
Like he said, he read it to you before. We hungry. We gotta go to they grocery stores, Publix, Walmart, etc., right? They own the corporations and the food distribution in this country and anywhere else in the world. Black men, the Israelites don't run the food distribution. Read.
And in nakedness.
Right? In nakedness, clothing. We pick cotton for hundreds of years on the house, straight up free, but we gotta pay for cotton clothing now. No credit, none of that. But you paying for it. God said, I'm gonna do that. You don't have to do that because y'all disobedient.
That's right.
To the covenant that he made with us. Because it was only one, he made the deal with one group of people. That's why nobody else go through this stuff. All right, read on.
And in want of all things.
And in want of all things, driver's license, social security, death certificate. You can't even be considered dead until the white man say you dead.
Right.
You sitting here dead, not breathing, no pulse, nothing that, but you got to get a piece of paper for the white man to be like, yeah, he dead.
Bring it out.
Want of all things. Okay, that's what God said. We got to serve those enemies for the want of all things. Read.
And he.
Hold on, so just in case we ain't talking about a spiritual demon, Satan. We talking about a physical man, and he should do what?
And he shall put a yoke of iron up on thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
Until you don't know that you the Israelites no more. You mentally destroyed. You don't know who you are. You don't know none of your culture, none of your heritage, what you used to be, what you used to eat, what you used to wear, what you used to worship, the days you used to keep, because we weren't keeping Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, and so forth. None of that. No, we kept the Passover, the Feast of Dedication, the Feast of Tabernacle, the Feast of First Fruits. But our people think that's the so-called Jewish man's holidays. Like brother right here got that star that they wear on their stuff. That ain't nowhere in the Bible. That ain't nowhere in the Bible right there on that the thing you got on your neck right there. God told Moses to make a menorah, 7 golden candlesticks. He ain't say make no star and put it nowhere. But see, our people, we follow what the other nations follow because we think they must got some kind of understanding. But if a person has showed you they're the devil all your life, how they can come and teach you about God? I mean, it don't make no sense. We gotta be more mindful in 2021 now. It's time for us to wake up.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.